A warm welcome to today's edition of Money Moves. I am Melissa Enoch here at the FMDQ studios in Lagos.
And I am Grace Agbaragu. It's Thursday, the 9th of October. We thank you for joining us at this time on the show.
All right, let's tee off with your news now in Kenya, where Kenya's parliament has approved the privatization of Kenya Pipeline Company, paving the way for an initial public offering on the Nairobi Securities Exchange by March 31, 2026. KPC, which is 99.9% owned by the Treasury, operates the country's regional fuel pipelines. The Privatization Commission has invited bids for transaction advisors with submissions due by 21 October 2025. In Libya, the Central Bank of Libya will begin issuing its new Islamic Absolute Speculative or Mudaraba certificates of deposits to banks on October 12. The 15 billion dinar program will run until December, offering an expected annual profit margin of 7.5% for banks and 6.5% for investment clients. The move is part of the central bank's efforts to expand policy tools, boost liquidity, and promote Sharia compliant financial products in Libya's banking sector. In global economic news, ahead of the 2025 World Bank IMF annual meetings, Managing Director Kristalina Georgieva is offering a preview of the state of the global economy, highlighting growth prospects, emerging risks, and policy priorities for the year ahead. Let's take a listen.
As our World Economic Outlook will explain next week, we see global growth slowing only slightly this year and next. All signs point to a world economy that has generally withstood acute strains from multiple shocks. So how do we explain this resilience? What made it possible? I would point to 4 reasons. 1, improved policy fundamentals. 2, private sector adaptability. 3, less severe tariff outcomes than initially feared, for now. And 4, supportive financial conditions for as long as they hold. Let me elaborate. First reason, better policy fundamentals and global coordination. In many parts of the world, sustained efforts have delivered more credible monetary policy, deeper local currency bond markets, new fiscal rules, and during the pandemic, and actually Secretary Mnuchin was part of it, swift, decisive, and globally coordinated fiscal action to limit the immediate pain and the lasting scars.
In Tanzania, the Investment and Special Economic Zones Authority, TISEZA, has reported strong first quarter results for the 2025/2026 financial year, registering 201 investment projects worth $2.5 billion and creating over 20,800 jobs. Established on July 1, 2025, following the merger of the Tanzania Investment Center and the Export Processing Zones Authority, TISEZA says the results reflect ongoing reforms under President Samia Suluhu Hassan to strengthen Tanzania's investment climate. In regional news, as the COMESA summit comes to an end today, Kenya's President William Ruto delivered his speech, urging stronger regional cooperation and a renewed commitment to economic integration across member states. Let's now listen.
We must harmonize our digital policies and regulatory frameworks. Fragmentation is itself a non-tariff barrier. A single digital market for COMESA will require common standards for e-commerce, digital payments, data protection, and cybersecurity. Let us therefore accelerate the adoption of electronic certificates of origin, integrated single window systems, and interoperable cross-border payment platforms to make our region the most efficient place for trade on our continent. Excellencies, at this time, we must now leap into the fourth industrial revolution, Industry 4.0, by integrating automation, artificial intelligence, and advanced manufacturing. This is how we will transform our rich mineral and agricultural resources into high-value finished products within COMESA, creating quality jobs, boosting economies, and expanding our incomes. Digital solutions in logistics, including real-time cargo tracking, smart port management, and AI-driven supply chain systems will reduce transit times, cut costs, and enhance transparency in our trade networks, making COMESA the most efficient and attractive trading region.
In other news, the 14th edition of the Africa FinTech Summit is underway in Accra, Ghana, at the Accra International Conference Center. The summit brings together regulators, investors, and innovators to shape the future of fintech across the continent, building on a legacy of driving financial inclusion, investment, and sustainable growth. Let's take a listen.
Here in Ghana and across the continent, fintech is not just about payments or apps. It's about unlocking opportunities, connecting communities, and building resilient economies. From mobile money adoption in rural areas to AI-powered risk management in financial institutions, Africa's fintech ecosystem is demonstrating to the world that innovation thrives here. Over the next 2 days, we will discuss critical themes shaping our future. How regulation can innovate while protecting consumers, how investments can accelerate solutions for financial inclusion, and how partnerships across borders, sectors, and technologies can help us leapfrog challenges and seize opportunities. At Visa, we're proud to be a sponsor and partner of this summit because we share its visions and its mission to enable secure, seamless, and inclusive digital payments, to support fintech growth by providing trusted infrastructure from global payments rails and advanced fraud protection technology.
Finally, on News Now this Thursday, Egypt's General Authority for Investment and Free Zones has hosted a delegation from the Malawi Investment and Trade Center to share its expertise in managing free and investment zones. The visit, held under the framework of cooperation between Gafi and the World Association of Investment Promotion Agencies, was supported by the WTO's Enhanced Integrated Framework Program aimed at strengthening global capacity in economic zone management. I am Melissa Enoch, and that's it on today's edition of News Now. Our Markets Round returns after the break with Grace at the FMDQ Archives Room. Stick around. Welcome back to Money Moves. Let's now go over to Grace for today's markets review. Hello there, Grace.
Hi, Melissa. Let's now track how the markets are wrapping up trading for the day, starting off with equities. The NGX All-Share Index closed on the positive, up 0.33%. Kenya's NSE fell 0.67% to 172.58. Morocco's MASI was also down 0.47%. Africa's biggest exchange also saw losses down 0.32%, while Egypt's EGX was closed for the Armed Forces Day holiday. Let's do a quick round on some of the Pan-African currencies. The rand strengthened 0.54% to 17.08 per dollar, while the Egyptian pound was stable at 47.56. The CFA franc appreciated 0.24%, and the Kenyan shilling edged 0.03% higher to 129.25. The Moroccan dirham rose 0.29% to 9.13, while the naira was slightly weaker at 1,471 naira 09 kobo to the dollar. Let's switch into the commodities data deck, beginning with energy prices. Crude prices held steady after recent gains, with Brent crude up 0.03% to $66.27 a barrel, and US WTI rising 0.05%. Natural gas gained 1.14%, while Arabian gasoline advanced 0.24%, all as of 13:10 GMT. Finally, two soft prices. Cocoa was nearly flat at $5,996 per ton, while coffee declined 1.66%. Cotton rose 0.26% to $65.08. Palm oil slipped 0.16%, and sugar eased 0.18% to $16.26 as at 13:14 GMT. And that's how money moves markets today. Back to you, Melissa.
Grace, thank you very much for those markets updates. And that's it on this Thursday's edition of Money Moves. From all of us here at the FMDQ studios, we say thank you very much for watching, and bye for now.